All right. Last night we went to Denton to test for the Winter Blast. Last man standing shootout is coming up next weekend. My grudge race was Stefan. It didn't go as well as we had hoped. We made 5 passes. The first 2 we spun real bad. I tried to put too much power into it, and it just wouldn't take. I'll go over the logs of that in a minute. We'll check out how much boost we try to leave on and everything. This third pass, I lifted my foot off the gas instead of the brake when I bumped in, so it was kind of a garbage pass. The last 2 were pretty good. We got our best 60 foot. Didn't get a best ET. Got a new best 60 foot and a new best mile per hour. It did a big wheelie, 1.7 seconds after I let go of the button. My front end finally came down, and it was starting to move a little to the inside lane, so I let out. So there's not a new fastest ET in there, but there's definitely a new 60 foot, a new mile per hour, which is moving in the right direction, just not the outcome. I wanted to see that ET that I think I could run with Stefan with. We saw Stefan there, talked to him. He said he didn't want no junk track burger. He wanted a Whataburger hamburger when he wins, so that's cool with me. Now for a Whataburger hamburger. We found out that, well, the belt, I spun real bad, went 7,000 RPMs, and that once it kicked the belt off, it kicked off, I think, in the 4th run, and the car got hot, like 220 at the end. I had to stop and put the belt back on. I probably need to get a new belt between now and next weekend. I got an oil leak. I thought it was coming from the valve cover, but it's not. I tightened that back down, pulled it off and tightened it back down yesterday, so we may have to investigate that a little further. It's dripping down. It'll leave a little line of oil under the car there when I'm waiting in the pits. Fuel we'll look at. It's getting close to maxing out. The 16 injectors that I got. Wheelies. Wheelies suck. I don't have a lot of video. Some stuff is coming in, and I'll try and splice it in. 660 Videos said they've got some video for me. They haven't shot it to me yet while I'm recording this, so it may be spliced in later or not. Y'all can go check them out on YouTube. Just search for 660 Videos. They do a bunch of cool grudge stuff, and I like their videos. They had some fuel alters there last night, which are my favorite. People just aren't ready for fuel alters. They don't get it when the car comes up there, and when they don't get it, it's pretty obvious because they're ducking and running for cover like crazy after after those things fire up and start their burnout. Especially, they're running. I was sitting in my car. I got some pictures of this fuel altered, and he did his burnout. They went in front of me, man. My helmet's on. I'm in my car with my window rolled up. My ears still rattled. Felt like I was getting kicked around by this thing. Anyhow, I don't think I'll be testing anymore. We'll just go up there and maybe make a pass or maybe 2 before the race, hopefully, next Saturday. And then let it rip, see what it'll do. If I can keep my foot in the gas, I think it'll be okay. After Winter Blast, then we have one more race. That'll be Redemption 9.0, and she said it's going to be in Evadale, Texas, the weekend of Thanksgiving. So we'll definitely do that, and that'll be the last one, and we'll start tearing in the car and making some changes for the winter. Anyhow, let's get into the logs. So this is run number 1. This light blue line here is boost. So we're on the 2-step here. It's banging away. It's making 13 pounds. Everything's looking cool. 4,500 RPM. I let go of the button, and you see the white is the VSS1. That's the rear wheel speed. Just takes off, blows the tires off. The white line up here, you can see, goes 7,400, and that walks the belt. Every time I go over 7,000, it starts walking the belt up on the pulley. You may have to figure out something with that, or just stop spinning. That would be nice. The rev limiter won't catch it once it's already spinning like that. It just blasts right through, I guess, from the inertia. There's nothing you can do about it. I got back in it, it shifted, and This pass made 32 pounds, which is the fastest I've ever been down the track was 27.5 before this, so maybe 28. It's made a lot of boosts, and you can see the dark blue line here. We're at 101% on our duty cycle. It's bouncing around 100 to high 90, and then it falls back down here, which is curious because I'm not sure why it pulls so hard here and then tapers back down. It could be something to do with the fuel mat. We may have to look at that later. And then it falls back down to 88, which is cool. And we go through here and let off. And this says at 134 on the front wheel speed. And let me see. This was with 10 clicks in the rebound in the front and 10 on the compression, which has got us down. I've been down through there with that setup before, just not leaving on that much boost. This got us 133 mile an hour, which was good, but ET and everything sucked. The 60 foot was garbage. Anyhow, air fuel looks okay. It could be a little fatter, and I may have to wind up turning up my base pressure, but if I only got 2 more runs, I'll probably leave it like this. So next pass, we try to turn the boost down just a little bit to like just about a 12 flat, looks like here at the launch. High 7, low 12, same thing. Blows the tires off. RPM goes 7,100 here in the white up top. And I get back in it. It's shifted into high gear. When it does that, the air shifter kicks in at 6,500 and shifts it, and then I smash it. I'm in high gear and I ride out, which is kind of fun. It pushes you back if you do that in high gear. Brooks tells me it's hard on the transmission. I don't have a slip for this run, but if we look here, probably another 130 mile an hour pass or so. Looks like not much at all, really. Maybe 120. And here we turned it down on the top end as well to get the duty cycle back down a little bit. So this is 29.2 total boost. Just another garbage run. And at this point, I was getting pretty discouraged going into the third run. We took some clicks out of the front. I think we went down to 8. And we backed the boost down some more. I think this should be a 10-pounder. Oops. A lot of whack here. Yeah, about a 10-pound launch. And it took, but I told y'all before in the redemption videos, I'm trying to bump in real smooth, so I've got my left foot on the brake, and my right foot should be floored. And I've got the trans brake held. I click the bump. I let go of the bump. I'm in the beams, and I keep my foot on the brake so that my car doesn't rock against the diff, against the ring and pinion. There's a little slack in there. The car will be bouncing back and forth, and that can it can cause you problems when you launch. So let me put my foot on the brake. Only problem is I put my foot on the brake, grab the trans brake, smash the gas, bump, let go, and when the light flashes, instead of lifting off my foot off the brake, I lifted my foot off the gas. So you can see here, the green TPS takes a big dive, and there's a video of this that I already have, and it looks like it bogs, but really that's me lifting my foot off the gas. It went 29 pounds, 92 max, which is in a peak here on the duty cycle. Not too bad. There was a little bit of a traction control blip here. No big deal. Didn't even notice it. You can see the blue line, the dark blue line here is the duty cycle fall back down to 82% at 27 pounds. And then eventually it makes 29 pounds up here somewhere. 28, 29 there. It starts getting kind of bouncy here for some reason. We have to look into that. Well, it could be due to the air fuel bouncing around a little bit, which is okay, I think. Crossing the stripe here at 6,600, which is perfect for my car. Only problem is this little TPS deal, 29 pounds total. This one went 135 mile an hour, 157 60 foot, 375 on the 330. Didn't get no record ET or anything like that. The ET was kind of whack, probably about 3/10 off the fastest pass. So we knew that we could run this 30 pounds or 29 down through there. That's what we kind of learned here, and that we could get a couple more mile an hour, 3 more mile an hour. Well, we've been 133 couple of times, but never with a good ET. So this worked out okay, and it would have been a lot better without this. So now we go, well, that was 10 clicks too. Now we go into the 8 click run. Coming up here, 8 on the rebound, just a little out. Oops, that's 5. And I think we didn't change the tune up here. We left with 10. Still 10 here, and I didn't sit on the brake very long, so it's like a low, 9.7 it says there when I'm crossing, and I let go of the button. You can see in the light blue. This green line is where I let go of the button down here. And so about 9.7, I let go of the button, and this light blue is the front wheel, and the white line is the rear wheel. You can see the front wheel doesn't start moving until 1.69 seconds after I let go of the button. It pulled a monster wheelie, the biggest wheelie. I had time to sit there and think, it's coming up. Oh, it's still coming up. And then finally it came down, and I had moved a little to the center line. And you see here, this is chicken foot. He lets off of the gas. The green line is the throttle position sensor. Lets off the gas, and he's out of the gas for how long? It comes back down, and I'm out there. So we'll just check this out and see how long I'm out of the gas. 2.124 seconds. My foot's freaking out. We still made 28.9 pounds of boost total. The duty cycle is not bad. It gets a little sketchy right here on this peak, but overall it's pretty good. I mean, I can live with that. On this pass, it went a 128.60 foot, which was pretty good. It went a 342 to the 330 and 135 mile an hour, so that was awesome. All aside from the chicken footing. Next pass, we wanted to try and calm the wheelie down because it's sketching me out, so we put 2 clicks back into the shocks. Took them back to 10, and we left all the tune-up the same. We may have gave it just a hair more boost. I think so, just from like 175 kPa to, or 170 to 175. And I'm not on the brake very long here. You can see again, the yellow is the timing banging against the rev limiter, and then I let go here at the green line. And at the green line, we made right 9.6 pounds, so 0.1 pound less than what we left with before. It pulls another monster wheelie, you can see here in the blue one, drifts over to the center line. And for some reason, I let out of the gas here before we even take off. I don't know what is going on with my foot, but I'm not in the gas 100% for 3.74 seconds. We still made 31.8 pounds of boost, so we obviously put some back in there. The shift went real high, $7,000, probably due to this foot stuff. It did a big wheelie, probably 1.7 seconds after I let go of the button. The front wheel finally landed back down. And this one went a 123.60 foot, which is the best 60 foot ever. Previous best was a 125. It only went 342 to the 330, which we need to be in the 330s into the 330, and then it went 135 mile an hour. It didn't get a best ET, about 3/10 off, and that's due to this middle section. But I think this would have got us close to where we wanted to be if chicken foot hadn't happened. And I think this is a problem with just testing and knowing that you don't have somebody there that you're trying to outrun. And I think that's a good thing about competition is when you get someone in the other lane, you want to win. So I don't think me. I think I get in there and go at it a little more precisely. Like all of my runs at Ennis, all the bump stuff worked. There wasn't a lot of mistakes there. Our only mistake there was not changing the tune-up. And hopefully, I rode through all the wheelies at Ennis. They weren't as big as this wheelie. These 2 wheelies were much bigger. Brooks said this last one looked like it was about 100, 110 foot out. And I don't know, it's something I'm going to have to get used to and figure out how to work through. So the test session overall, not how I really wanted it to go. I wanted to see the ET that I want, but we didn't come up with it. I think if I could keep my foot in there and steer through the wheelie, It'll be okay. I talked to some of the 660 guys, and they said, you know, what kind of tire are you on? I said, I'm on the radial. And they said, if you're on the radial, just steer it back. And I think they're right on that. I did steer it back, and it just felt real smooth steering it over. I don't know if it's because I was out of the throttle or what. It's still a fast pass, and it steered smoothly. So in my old Fairmont on the slicks, if you try to steer like that, it would get sketchy. And this felt like it was on rails when I steered it back. So hopefully we'll get 1 or 2 passes before we got to race Stefan, and make sure that I can keep it down. If I can, we'll hopefully give him a good race. Anyhow, like, subscribe, leave us some comments, what you think about it. Hopefully I'll get some videos edited in here of the pass, or some sort of video for it. And check back next Saturday, maybe next Sunday, for the update from Stefan. I got a couple updates I'm going to do to the car. I got an air hose for the air tank. I'm going to make a video for that. And a couple other small things. I'm probably going to try and go through a video that explains the wastegate and the dome control, how I'm using it, and how it sets up in the Mega Squirt and the Mega Log. I have my brother calling. And go over some of the words I use, like the dome control and the dome pressure and the launch control, so that it's maybe a little more clear. Some of the feedback I got was I go through that stuff kind of fast, and people that aren't using the Mega Squirt and looking at this stuff may need a little more explanation. So I'll put together a little video with that and put it up there. And I got a new one coming too called Stuff My Dad Does. Y'all might like it. Anyhow, catch you later.